Hey everybody, welcome. It is Thursday. It is Thursday. I had to double check there in my mind for a minute. Happy Thursday. I hope you are having an amazing day. We are streaming live here from beautiful San Diego. My name is Brenda Reynolds. This is the F Words of Life. This is your daily dose of coaching. Right now, with our daily dose of coaching, we are focused on a process called the FWORDS Reset Experience. And so if you've been a part of that, I thank you, I honor you, and I appreciate you. And my whole goal is that you're getting value out of this each and every day in bite-sized pieces that you can implement immediately. Looks like we're going to have a few guests on the show today. I've got some kitty cats I'm really fascinated with what's going on, so we will keep going. This is a live broadcast. So what we've been doing, we are on day 9 of the FWORDS Reset. So I'm doing these daily doses of coaching for you every day, but what I'm doing in the month of April is really stringing together several weeks. We're actually going to do 4 whole weeks of a process that you're building on kind of each day. Now, that is to say, also, if you haven't watched the previous trainings or coachings, don't worry about it. If you're here right now and you found this training, whether it's live or on the replay, I want you to watch this one in completion. It will give you motivation. You can go back and watch the other ones. You can still complete the task of today, your action step, because as a coach and a trainer, I'm always going to give you something that you can work on today in a very bite-sized way that's going to continue to build momentum. And that is what we're here to talk about today. We are here to basically take all the foundational pieces that we've done up until now and now get laser focus. Because if you, first of all, if you have your guidebook, please grab it. Or if you don't have the guidebook downloaded, you can download it at the fwordsoflife.com/fwordsreset. If you haven't downloaded it, don't worry about it. Grab a piece of paper, a notepad, or your journal, and you can use that because I do want you to be able to write. Now, if you're watching this while you're exercising, which I do a lot with live casts that I'll catch later on the replay, or while you're driving, because you don't necessarily need to watch, you just more need to listen than anything, then you can do the writing exercise at a later date. Or when I'm walking, a lot of times, what I'll do is I'll just open up my notes on my phone and I'll just, brainstorm while I'm walking and capture it right there in the moment. So whatever works for you. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to take especially everything we've done this week. So let me just do a really, really fast, quick recap for you guys. Earlier this week on day 6, which was Monday, what we did is we started casting a vision, really looking at who are you made to be, what is your highest potential, and specifically writing down 10 years from now, what is that best version of yourself? Capturing that on paper so that you can work from that. It's a living and breathing entity. It's not something when you do your vision that you do once and you put away. It's something that I want you reading on a regular basis. It's something that you can change, you can modify, you can add to it. The more details, the more that you literally can envision it, start to visualize and see yourself in the movie, right? It's like writing the movie script. And now you're going to start looking at and seeing yourself in the movie. That's what I want, is I want you to be able to see that movie. So as we're streaming here live from Instagram and from Facebook, I appreciate you guys being here. Recapping, that's what we did on Monday. We did our 10-year vision casting. So if you haven't done that, I do suggest maybe you spend some time this weekend or the next few days working on your vision. You can go back and you can catch the replay on Facebook. Instagram only keeps the replays up for 24 hours, but they are on facebook.com/the-FWordsofLife. You can catch all of the replays there. So then on Tuesday, what I had you do was start thinking about, okay, if this 10-year vision is where I'm headed, what are some of the things that are going to need to happen are going to need to become true to move me closer to my vision, to make my vision a reality. And so I had you brainstorm. We went into depth of what that looks like and examples, and specifically went through examples in all areas of the F words of life. And so the framework that we have is we have 7 F words. So we're covering your entire life, not just one specific area. This is living a holistic, amazing, best life. And I had you start brainstorming. And then yesterday, we dialed that in even further. You created one statement in present tense that is going to be a reality. And I explained what cognitive dissonance is and why writing things in present tense as if they're already true is something that is absolutely spectacular in helping you achieve your goals. It really gets you laser focused. It allows your brain to work on a subconscious level that's really incredible. The science backs it up. It's not some woo-woo thing. And so that's where we went yesterday. We wrote one statement in each of the areas of the F words of life. So you had 7 statements. So for example, in fitness, my statement here is I wake up every day full of energy. I know if I wake up every day full of energy, that's leading me to my vision of being in even better health, more energized and more vital than I am even right now. 10 years in the future, I'm going to be healthier. That's my vision. I'm going to have even more energy. Well, one of the ways for me to tie that back is I want to wake up every day. All right. So today, what we're going to do, and so we did that in every F word of life. So if you missed that, please go back and catch it. I was on fire yesterday. I think I'm on fire every day, but I was really on fire yesterday, especially at the end. I got super geeky, nerdy talking about cognitive dissonance, and it got me jacked up. So for today, what we're going to do is we're going to take this down to the granular, because I haven't had you do anything that's been a specific how-to yet. The vision, that's casting the big picture, right? We're not at a granular level, right? We're casting a really big picture. So if you didn't catch this training, what I went through is this is our formula for success. On Instagram, I know it's backwards. On Facebook, they flip the camera, so that's cool. But I did do a training last week on this. You can go back and catch it. It's the formula for success that's leading us to either success or failure. This week, our entire curriculum, what we've been coaching on is vision and goals. Today, we're going to get some more specific into goals because everything we've been focused on is vision, creating your reality statements, leading to goals. Next week, we're going to focus on mindset and beliefs. We're really going to start breaking through limiting beliefs. What mindset do you need to have to really grow into this 10-year vision, right? It's not for the weak-minded. It's not for the small-minded. It's not for the people in the cheap seats. This is for the people who are willing to dream big. And even if they fail along the way, we're going to develop a sense of character just to keep going. And so that's going to be our agenda items next week is mindset and beliefs. And then we're going to dial it in finally with actions and habits. And how do you actually start habit stacking and creating? So to bring this full loop, today, what we're going to do is we're actually going to create one goal. One. And I want to talk about why. Because if you were with me yesterday or you watched the replays, you know, we've got 7, 8, 9 reality statements that are essentially goals. They're the things that we're going to grow into. They're the things that need to be true to make our 10-year vision become a reality. However, like I said, I didn't get into the specifics of how. So if we go back to my statement in present tense, I wake up every day full of energy. That's my reality, not my reality right now. That's the truth that I'm claiming that I am going to make that true over the next period of time to get me to my 10-year vision. See how that connects, okay? And so with that, now we have to dial it down into a goal, a how-to. Well, how am I going to wake up every day full of energy? So maybe a habit or a shift in action is, you know what, I go to bed every night at 10 p.m. and I get a full night's sleep of 8 hours of sleep. Okay, that would be a how-to because now it's getting very specific and it's getting very measurable. So you literally could take your list of these statements that we've created, these power statements, and now you could create a plan of action on how you're going to start to move towards that. What action, what habit, what do you need to do to start moving towards that? Now, here's the key. We can't focus on so many things at one time. That's where I see people fail. I've talked about it before. We start out New Year's Eve, we write a million resolutions of how this is going to be our best year. We're going to do this, and this starting tomorrow, right? And maybe we do it for a day or two, but we just can't sustain that focus because you're already inundated, right? You've got your job, you've got your business, you've got your relationships with your kids, your grandkids, your significant other, you're working on your finances, you're building your investment, you're paying your bills, you're trying to have a relationship with God, you're trying to work out. I mean, we're doing a lot. So the key with this, and what is so challenging over the past 15 years of coaching people, thousands and thousands of hours, the thousands and thousands of books that I've read, the hundreds of thousands of dollars of money I've spent learning this, is we have to get focused. We have to get a singular focus. And so what I want you to do is, based on your statements that you've written, or based on where you know you need to work, whether it's in fundamentals, faith, fitness, family, friends, finances, fulfillment, and freedom. And I've gone through all these F words in previous trainings. You can catch them on the replays on Facebook, facebook.com/the F words of life. On Insta, they only keep them for 24 hours. So you can go over to Facebook and catch those. You can learn more at the main website, thefwordsoflife.com. I certainly do some educating on it there. So if you're not familiar with that, you can definitely learn. But essentially, we're covering all areas of our life. What I want you to do today, your action step from your coach, Brenda, today is I want you to pick the one F word, the one area that needs your focus right now. And from that, you're going to create a goal, a specific and measurable goal. Like, I go to bed every night at 10 p.m., get 8 hours of sleep, right? That's going to lead me to feeling more vitality and energized in the morning. That's an example. Okay, so if I'm going to say fitness is my F word, that's the thing that I need right now to work on that will help me get to my vision the quickest right now. Because I know, this is an example, I know if I have more energy, then I'm going to be able to compound that on top of other goals. If I can nail that new habit, that new ritual, and put that into my life, then I can build upon it. Because here's the thing. If you do something small, and by the way, changing your nighttime routine and bedtime routine and getting more sleep isn't a small step. It's significant. People underestimate how significant that is. And so, but it's still small enough that I can do it, right? With everything else going on, I can still say that's the one thing I'm going to focus on every day for the next 30 days, for the next 60 days. And what I was saying earlier, where I see people trip and fall, is they go, well, that's too small. That'll never get me the momentum that I need to get me to this big grand vision of my life that I have. I have to do 47 things simultaneously to be able to achieve this 10-year vision. Guys, 10 years is a long time. What I'm asking you to do is get a singular focus that's small, that you do consistently over a certain period of time. So now you can do it on autopilot. Once you lock it into autopilot, you can build something else on top of it. And then you can build something else on top of that. And that's what we're going to talk about in a couple of weeks. We start talking even in more detail about how over the long term to shift your habits and create new rituals that are going to lead you to ultimate success. This is kind of step one. Let's see how you do over the next 10 days or so before we even jump into that by focusing on one thing. Here's the other thing that I know. So let's say you chose fitness as your area. If you start working on fitness, and by that, like I said, let's use the sleep example, or let's say you say, what I'm going to commit to, Brenda, is I'm going to commit to drinking half my body weight in ounces in water, okay? So if you weigh 200 pounds, that's 100 ounces a day in water, just water alone, not counting anything else that you drink. And so maybe that's what you know you need to do. And we can do a lot of different things in fitness that are very small and yet have a huge impact over time. That definitely, hydration and sleep are two massive ones. And then obviously physical activity. That's your trifecta right there, in my opinion. Food is important, but to me, water, sleep, and activity, when you're doing all those things, you'll eat better because you feel better and you'll want to put better things in your body. So that was a sidebar. Sorry, I got my little rabbit trail for the day. All right, so what was I saying? So if you're focused on fitness and you're choosing one goal to focus on. One, that you're going to knock it out of the park. You're going to commit to this and get it done no matter what. When you start to grow, which you will, in that one area, other areas of your life start to grow too, almost magically. You've seen extraordinarily successful people. Well, how is it they can do this, 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 and this? Well, first of all, they've built rituals and habits and a mindset to go with it. What happens is when they're growing their bank account, they're growing their business, other parts start to grow as well. So it's almost like a compounding effect that happens. You know, it's not quite 1 becomes 2, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes 8. It doesn't happen that quickly. 1 stays 1 for quite a while, and then it becomes 2. And then 2 stays 2 for quite a while if you're consistent and you stay focused and you give it time. Then suddenly you go, okay, there's a 4, right? I hit that growth peak. And so you start to have momentum. You start to say, now I'm a winner. I crushed this every day. I just check off that one thing. If you create a checklist and just check off this one thing every day, or even if it's 5 days a week out of 7, and you say, my commitment is 5 out of 7. I'd rather you do something 7 days a week, but if it's 5, I'll take that. If it's 5 days out of the week that you're creating this ritual, or it's 1 time a week, and I'm going to give you an example of that, but every day or every week you check it off, and I want you to physically have something in front of you. Put it on your calendar. I don't care. Put a star, make a check mark. I've told you guys before, I write on my bathroom mirror, so if I'm starting a new ritual, oftentimes I'll track it. I'll just put Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just MTWTF, right? Saturday, Sunday, SS, and I'll just put a check mark because I know the thing that I'm tracking. And if I don't see a check mark that day and I just see a dash, it makes me feel like crap. But when I see all the check marks, now I'm gaining momentum and I have a singular focus, and it's motivating me in other areas to show up, to do my best. So let's do a couple of examples. So this is the question of what's the one thing you can do, one thing that you can commit to that's going to start helping you get closer. And again, dial it down to which F word are you going to work on, and then create a goal. So if you made your statement yesterday, I want you to look at your statements. So let's use, yesterday I used the example of finances. Part of my 10-year goal has to do with abundance. And I wrote down, I have $100,000 in my bank account. Now these are examples. These aren't my verbatim ones that I have. I do have them. I write them down every day. If you missed yesterday's training, like I said, I was on fire. And I gave you guys ways to supersize this in many different ways and why. But let's say that's yours, that in 10 years or less, you want to have $100,000 in your bank account. That's one of the things, that's one of the realities that you need to create to move you towards your vision. So maybe the goal that you distill down today is that you're going to save $5,000. Okay, that's your starting point. Maybe you've got 0 in your bank account. You're going to save $5,000. Okay, let's break it down further from that. Are you going to save $5 a day? Are you going to save $50 a week, $100 a week, $100 a month? What does that look like for you? And so then you can check it off this week or this day. Don't do a month. I mean, you can have a monthly goal. Let's say you want to save $200 a month. That means $50 a week. Make sure somehow you're holding yourself accountable in a smaller amount of time, because suddenly a month goes by and you haven't saved anything. Now you're scrambling at the end of the month, and most likely you're not going to succeed. Okay, let's use some other examples. In fundamentals, fundamentals is your first one. A lot of my ladies out there, this is a big one, but men, this even applies to you. It's having self-love and self-care. How are you feeling about your self-worth, your confidence? And so the statement, the reality statement that I wrote down yesterday that I'm going to grow into, but that I'm going to claim as true today, is I love myself fully. Okay, that's specific in what I want to achieve and who I want to be and how I want to feel, but it's not specific in terms of how I'm going to do that. So maybe your goal that you're extracting from this is every morning you are going to look in the mirror and you're going to say, I love you. Brenda, I love you. I love you for exactly who you are, and I embrace who I am. Maybe it's finding an affirmation, go online, write your own, some sort of power statement that I am, my self-worth and confidence is through the roof today. Whatever it is for you, but maybe it's saying that powerful affirmation every day, every morning, every night. Let's say it's in faith. I trust the universe or God in everything I do. So faith is your connection to something bigger. So maybe your ritual or your goal that you're going to distill this down to is you're going to meditate one time a day, that for 5 minutes. Daily for 5 minutes, I'm going to meditate because that's my spiritual practice and my connection to something higher. You have to make these customized to you. That's the key ingredient to this. So let's say I already used fitness, but let's use another fitness example. So my statement here is I wake up every day full of energy. So what I'm going to focus on is I'm actually going to focus on my movement and my activity. So my commitment is I walk 3 miles a day, 5 days a week, and I'm going to track that. Okay, so whether your week starts on Sunday, Monday, Friday, doesn't matter. 5 out of 7 days, you're going to walk your 3 miles, and that's the thing that you're committing to, because you know if you're walking, then you're going to drink more water, you're going to eat better. Again, it starts to improve other areas. You're going to sleep better, and therefore you're going to wake up with more energy. Let's say you want to work on fulfillment. Fulfillment to you as a business owner, it's your career, it's your job, it's your education. If you're a student in school, what are you working on? Okay, well, I want to be an exceptional, whatever it is, business owner. I want to move up to management. You know, I want to be the manager at this company that I love and I work for, right? I want to get promotions. Well, what's that going to take? Maybe that's going to take learning a new skill or improving a skill. And so your goal is in the next 30 days, I'm going to learn this skill. And you're going to go take a class. You're going to Google the heck out of it. Guys, you can learn 95% of everything that you need to know on Google for free or on the internet somewhere for free. Go to YouTube, go to Google. They are your best friends. I love books. I'm always going to buy books. I'm always going to invest in books. I'm always going to invest in training. I love live events. I do live events myself. Obviously, I do coaching and I provide content for you. But listen, a lot of it's out there for free. You just have to find it. That's the hardest part. When you go and you buy an online course from somebody who's created it, they distilled it all down and it's all there for you, 1, 2, 3. But look, you can't tell me that lack of money is an excuse. It is an excuse. It's not a reason for you not to improve a skill. Go find a way. So maybe that's your goal. Let's see if I had anything else. I made a couple notes. I think that, I wanted to talk about meaningful relationships, family and friends. Yesterday, the statement that I used as an example was, I am an extraordinary wife. And if you notice in these statements, they're powerful words. It's not I'm an okay wife, I'm a good wife, I'm an, so. No, I'm extraordinary, I'm exceptional, I'm outstanding, I'm phenomenal. Use powerful, energetic words. And so how am I going to do that? Well, I'm going to have to show up in a certain way, and I want to have this amazing relationship with my partner. And so maybe your goal, what you're going to do and you're going to commit to, is 1 date night per week with your significant other. 1 date night per week. That's not a small thing to start adding into your schedule. You have to decide what day, who's going to plan it. Are you going to alternate who's going to plan it? What's the budget for it? Is it something we do for free? Is it something we do at home? But it's quality time with that person that you love, right? You're investing in your partner, as you should be in yourself and everybody else around you. But it should be you, in my opinion, and then your partner, and then your kids, and then everybody else. So that's the other example. So your takeaway action step for today, 1 goal, laser focused. It will create momentum by seeing those check marks every day, every week. I'm doing it, I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Once it becomes part of your DNA, and you can do it like you do brushing your teeth. Brushing your teeth, I hope, is something that you do at least once a day as a ritual, right? You don't have to think about it. Most of us do it 2 or 3 times, right? At least in the morning and at night before we go to bed. You don't think about it. It's just something you do. You can build your habits and rituals in that way, but you have to focus on one and nail it, okay? So small, consistently doing it over time, that's what leads you to success. You can start stacking those, and again, make sure that these goals are specific and measurable. I don't really care so much about the time frame, because if you stick with it consistently, you'll get it done. I think people put too much pressure on themselves. I got to get it done by then. Well, I mean, if it's a tax deadline and you got to get your taxes done, yeah, get it done. But when we're talking about changing your life, we're talking about doing this over the long haul, right? We're working towards our 10-year vision. We're working towards our 25-year vision. We're working towards living the life we were made to live, which is our highest and best life. So don't worry about that. Just focus on the daily and the weekly rituals, lock that in, and then come back tomorrow I'm going to be doing a live again tomorrow. I may go a little earlier tomorrow. I've got a few appointments and meetings and whatnot. So watch for me live on Instagram. You can turn on your live notifications and see when I go live. I at least try to post if I'm going to do a different time. So you'll see a post from me on Facebook. If you go to any of the replays on Facebook and you like of me, and you click the little 3 dots right next to the F Words of Life by Brenda Reynolds on one of the live replays, it says turn on live notifications, and you'll get those live notifications no matter when I go live. And if you can pop on, you can pop on. If not, watch the replays. Watch them while you do dishes. Watch them while the kids are in bed. Watch them while you go for a walk. It doesn't matter to me. I love when you're here live. It's great fun for me. But be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday, so usually I do something a little different, a little special on Friday, just kind of what the topic of the week is. But it'll certainly go hand in hand with everything we've been building. And then, like I said, next week, we get into one of my favorites to teach and coach on, which is mindset and beliefs. We're going to talk about the mindset of growth. We're going to talk about the mindset of gratitude. We're going to talk about limiting beliefs. We're going to talk about autopilot beliefs. We're going to talk about how to bust all that stuff down and why your thoughts are so critical, and the things that you're thinking about over and over and over and over and over that you don't even know that you're thinking about could be leading you right up this pyramid to failure over and over and over, or up the pyramid to success. So that is our coaching daily dose for today. I hope that you have gotten much value out of this. I appreciate you watching. It would mean a lot to me if you would not only like the post, because that's great, but also leave in the comments. If you've completed this video, this training, whether it's live or on the replay, share in the comments, what's your one goal? What's one thing you're going to focus on? And it can be this teeny, right? It could be, I'm going to get up from my desk. If you have an office job, I'm going to get up from my desk once a day and walk around the block, because you find yourself not moving ever, okay? It does not matter. And actually, the smaller, if you can nail it, then guess what? That momentum will build even faster and faster and faster. The bigger it is, the harder it is to do consistently. So if you want to start with something that feels so small, I congratulate you. That is not something to be embarrassed about. That is something to be proud of. This is a community, an environment that you can share these comments and people will root you on. So I ask you, if you nail down your one goal, write it in the comments, whether you're watching this in real time, 1 day later, or 6 months later. Commit, because even by writing it into the comments, you will give yourself accountability because you've made it known, okay? So I encourage you, put it in the comments. I look forward to seeing them. I look forward to reading them, and I look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow, Friday, for our Friday version of the Daily Dose of Coaching. And then I'll be back again on Monday, and we're going to pick right back up with the F Words Reset, week 3. So this is finishing up week 2. So if you missed anything, go back and catch it. Download your free guidebook at thefwordsoflife.com/FWordsReset. 100% free, will not spam you, will not do anything. It's just a free PDF for you, and it'll help you get through and go back through those trainings, keep you on track if you've missed any up till now. So I want to thank you. I want to say I'm proud of you for showing up for yourself today and taking this time out to lift up, right, the momentum. Look forward to where you want to be in your life. Take control in a positive, proactive way of your day, of your week, of your year, and ultimately the next decade, so that you can live your best and highest life. So my friends, for now, I say have a awesome rest of your day. And if you need anything, reach out, DM me. You can Facebook message me, and I'll look forward to seeing you back on a live cast either tomorrow or sometime real soon. Have an awesome rest of your day.